Dear teachers, welcome to JSN English Learning. We are with Unit 7 of PGTRB. We are discussing Paul Soyinka's telephone conversation. Now, let's get started with an introduction on Old Soyinka. Okay, who is Old Soyinka? Old Soyinka is a Nigerian playwright, a political activist, and he is also the recipient of Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1986, where he also won Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1986. Okay, ஒரு Nigerian writer, ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸான ஒரு Nigerian writer. And what is the style of Old Soyinka? The style of Old Soyinka is a satirical style. And what was he trying to do with his poetry? And the poetry வச்சு என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாரு அப்படின்னா, he was trying to, okay, he was trying to fight against social evils. சமூக சீர்கேடுகளை தனது கவிதையின் மூலமாக எதிர்த்த ஒரு பெரிய ரைட்டர். And now he belonged to a tribe in Africa அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா, normally we think in terms of tribe. Chinua Achebe அப்படின்னா Igbo tribe or Igbo tribe. When it comes to Old Soyinka, this person belongs to a tribe called Yoruba tribe. அப்ப நார்மலாவே ஆப்பிரிக்கன் ரைட்டர்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னா, they always use poetry or play or novel as a weapon against European colonization and imperialism. ஐரோப்பிய ஏகாதிபத்தியத்திற்கு எதிராக ஒரு ஆயுதமாகவே அவர்கள் இலக்கியத்தை பார்த்தார்கள். அது கவிதையாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, கட்டுரைகளாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, அல்லது புதினமாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, சிறுகதைகளாக இருந்தாலுமே அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா, அந்த காலனிய ஏகாதிபத்தியத்தை எதிர்த்தார்கள். அந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை இவருமே ரொம்ப சிறப்பாகவே பண்ணியிருக்காரு. பர்டிகுலர்லி he was speaking against Englishmen who spoiled the culture of Yoruba tribe, the tradition of Yoruba tribe, the religion of Yoruba tribe. அந்த ஒரு விஷயம் நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். Now, this man Old Soyinka, where did he study? அப்படின்னா, he attended a government college and university college in a place called Idadan, and then he also went to the University of Leeds in England. இங்கிலாந்துல போய் படிச்சுட்டு he returned to Nigeria, and there he produced his first play. ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸான பிளே. என்ன பிளே அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, A Dance of the Forest. Okay, A Dance of the Forest, which was produced in 1960 and published in 1963. And this particular play is a very symbolic play. A Dance of the Forest. It's a highly symbolic play, which represents, which speaks about the influence of the Western world on the Yoruba tribe, how Yoruba tribe became corrupted, and how urbanization disturbed the life of people one with nature. Yoruba people, the African people, they lived one with nature, but when they went into the European way of living, European way of thinking, then people started destroying nature. அதை பத்தி அந்த பர்டிகுலர் பிளேல ரொம்ப அதிகமா பயன்படுத்தியிருக்காரு. நமக்கு பாலிடெக்னிக் டிஆர்பியில சிலபஸ்ல ஓல்ட் சோயங்காவுடைய A Dance of the Forest என்பது கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. Okay, and then now we have another play which is prescribed in this unit, that is by Old Soyinka, and it is titled The Lion and the Jewel. The Lion and the Jewel அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பிளே. இப்போ நம்ம போயம்ஸ் முடிச்சோன்னே அடுத்தது அந்த பிளேயை தான் எடுப்போம். இட்ஸ் அ டீடைல்டு பிளே, அதனால டீடைல்டு டெக்ஸ்ட்டை வச்சு தான் நம்ம அதை படிப்போம். அங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா he speaks about the local culture. அதை அப்படியே ரியலிஸ்டிக்காவே பிரசன்ட் பண்ணியிருப்பாரு. And he also speaks about the westernized school teachers in the play. The play Lion and the Jewel. The Lion and the Jewel. Who is the lion? Okay, அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, there is a tribe leader who is trying to have a young girl who is proud for himself. He wants to take the girl as his wife, one among the many wives that he has. Okay, அந்த ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான ஒரு பிளே இருக்கும். நிறைய நான் இங்க டிஸ்க்ளோஸ் பண்ண விரும்பல. But then get to know the publication details. It was first performed in Ibadan in the year 1956 and then it was published in 1963. அதற்கப்புறம் ரொம்ப நிறைய பிளேஸ் எழுதியிருக்காரு. அதுல நோட்டபிளா ஒரு சில விஷயங்கள் மட்டும் பார்த்துக்கோங்க. The Trials of Brother Chero, which was performed in 1960, published in 1963. And then he also wrote Chero's Metamorphosis in the year 1973. Then comes the very interesting place, The Strong Breed, 1963. Then Congre's Harvest, okay, which was a play which was written on the occasion of the first festival of the Negro Arts in Dhaka in the year 1966 and published in 1967. Then you have the often prescribed work, that is The Road, published in 1965. Then From Zia with Love. And there is a parody called King Babu, which was performed in 2001 and published in 2002. Okay. Now, coming to some key facts. From 1960 to 1964, Soyinka was the co-editor of a literary journal. And the name of the literary journal is Black Orpheus. We know Orpheus, right? Orpheus is a man who is known for his music. Okay. And normally this Orpheus is a Western man from the Greek mythology. He comes from the Western world. Now, here there is a Black Orpheus, means the voice of the blacks. அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு ஜேர்னல். அந்த ஜேர்னலுக்கு இவரு என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கிறார்? co-editor-ஆ இருந்திருக்கிறார். And from 1960 onwards, he taught literature and drama and headed theater groups at various Nigerian universities, including universities of Ibadan, Ifa, and Lagos. And then he won Nobel Prize, and then he also lectured in several places. Okay, இவ்வளவு விஷயங்கள் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா போதும். ரொம்ப அதிகமாக இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கிறோம். Now we will move into the poem. Is it okay, teachers? இந்த போயத்துக்குள்ளார போயிடுவோம். ஏன் அப்படின்னா நமக்கு தேவையான கீ இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் சொல்லிட்டு மற்றது எல்லாமே it will be shared with you. இன்னும் ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் மட்டும் சொல்லிட்டு போயிடுவோம். He was the first African to win Nobel Prize for literature. He was the first Black African to be awarded Nobel Prize for literature. When we say that, which means there are white Africans who were also awarded Nobel Prize for literature. He was the first Black African. In the information, நமக்கு ரொம்ப முக்கியமா இருக்கும். And then he was a very strong supporter of democracy. ஜனநாயகத்திற்கு குரல் கொடுத்த ஒரு பெரிய ரைட்டர். And he was also a political activist. He was imprisoned and exiled, and then he founded and headed an organization called National Democratic Organization. And then he also headed National Liberation Council of Nigeria, and then Pro-National Conference Organization, PRONACO. இந்த மாதிரி இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்லாம் நமக்கு இருக்கு. இப்ப we are getting into the poem. என்ன poem? Old Soyinka, Telephonic Conversation or Telephone Conversation. Look at the very title. What does the title suggest? அப்படின்னா there is a conversation between two people. Initially அப்படிதான் நம்ம understand பண்ணிக்கணும். The poem deals with a conversation between two people. Who are the two people? Teachers, I think somebody has kept the mic on. Kindly check your mics. It seems to be a great disturbance for me. Okay, it will be the same for others also. Okay. Yeah, let me check. Who is that? Saranya ma'am, your mic is on. Don't switch on your mic. Okay, so telephonic conversation is a conversational poem. It speaks about a conversation between two people. Who are the two people? A white landlady, okay, and a black man who is looking out for a rented house, or who is looking out for a house for rent. ஒரு ஒயிட் லேண்ட்லேடிக்கும் ஒரு பிளாக் மேனுக்கும் இடையேயான ஒரு டெலிஃபோன் கான்வர்சேஷன். What do we come to know about it? The theme of the poem enna? Okay, the theme of the poem is nothing but racial tension. Racial tension. The white lady is very much worried about the color of the skin of her tenant, and the man is a Negro, a black man, and he is very, very frank. He discloses the fact to the lady that he is an African. The moment he says that he is an African, the lady is very particular to know how black he is, because whites are very much worried about the color of the skin of the blacks. அதனால இங்க வந்து அந்த ஒரு டென்ஷன் வந்து இந்த பிளேல பிரசன்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. The black lady comes to know that the man is a black skinned man, and she is very keen in knowing how black he is. That shows how the whites were very much worried about the color of the skin. And the tension. When the lady is very particular in knowing the color of the skin, the black man feels humiliated. அவனுக்கு அது ரொம்ப அன்னீசியா இருக்கு. அந்த அன்னீசினஸ் எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் என்ன அப்படின்னா a kind of aggressive fighting back technique. And what is aggressive fighting back technique? He is talking over a phone, so he is talking to a white lady. So he is taking the weapon of sexualized language as aggressive move. அந்த ஒயிட் லேடியை இன்சல்ட் பண்ணணும் முடிவு பண்ணிட்டான். அப்ப என்ன பண்றான் அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, he is trying to use erotic terms to put the lady into tension. So here the author is trying to focus on the linguistic battle between the lady and the man. Particularly, you have to look into the victims fight using language. அதுதான் இந்த poem, telephone conversation. And this poem was originally published in an anthology, a selection of poetry called Modern Poetry from Africa, which was compiled by G. Moore and U. Brea. This is often asked in competitive exams. It was included in a selection of poetry. What is the title when it was published? It was included in the Modern Poetry from Africa, published in the year 1963, and it appears in page number 144, 145. Shall we get into the poem, teachers? Are you following me? The poem is titled Telephone Conversation. I don't hear any voices here.
Sir.
Okay. Are things clear? Shall we get into the poem?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, look into the poem. What is the narrative that is used in the poem? The poem is narrated in, okay, the poem is narrated occasionally using the first person narrative, and the poet is trying to play with words. These are the normally asked questions. Playing with words. The author is using a lot of language game. Okay, now let's begin. The price seems reasonable, but the location was indifferent. Okay, so the man was searching for a place. Okay, he was looking out for a place. Then he narrowed down on a particular location, and the house was there. He tried to get the number of the landlady, and he was trying to talk to the landlady. இதுல என்ன இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, the landlady who is a white lady does not stay in that particular house. She is not staying very close by. She is at a distant place. அப்ப அந்த இடத்துக்கு போயிட்டு அந்த வீடெல்லாம் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணி பார்த்துட்டாரு. அண்ட் அந்த வீட்டினுடைய எவ்வளவு ரெண்ட் அப்படிங்கிற விஷயம்லாம் கேட்டுட்டாரு. For the black man, the price seemed reasonable. Okay, so for the black man, okay, for the black man, the price seemed reasonable, but he observes that the location was bit indifferent. Okay, what do we know about it? People are having an aversion towards black. There is a kind of racial prejudice which was existing. Racial prejudice which was existing. Appa and the area was occupied by white skinned people who did not like black skinned people. அப்ப அத ஒரு அப்சர்வேஷனா பிகினிங்லே அந்த பிளாக் மேன் சொல்றாரு, இது எனக்கு ஓகே, பட் அந்த பிளேஸ் வந்து கொஞ்சம் indifferent. So the author is setting the scene for us. Where does the landlady live? The information is given. The landlady, okay, did not live there, but she lived away from the premise. Okay, now you have the black man who is suffering from inferiority complex. He starts the conversation over the phone. And the black man is a victim. Historically, he is victimized. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விக்டிம் என்ன பண்றான் அப்படின்னா, கொஞ்சம் தாழ்வு மனப்பான்மை உடையவன். அவன் என்ன பண்றான், நம்ம சொல்லிடுவோமே அப்படின்னு அவன் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றான். தேவையில்லாம வாய விடுறான். பின்னாடி வந்து தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. முன்னாடியே இவரே முந்திக்கிட்டு என்ன பண்றாருன்னா, பின்னாடி பிரச்சனை வர்றது முன்னாடியே நம்மளே சொல்லிடுவோம் அப்படின்ட்டு. He says, madam, okay, I hate a wasted time. I'm an African. Madam, we are talking over the phone for some time. Let me tell to you, I'm an African. அப்படின்னு சொன்ன உடனே there is a silence from the other side. அந்த லேடி என்ன பண்றாங்க, இது வரைக்கும் நல்லா பேசிக்கிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. The moment he stated, I am an African, now look at the confession on the part of the man on the other end of the phone. அவன் வந்து ஓப்பனா சொல்லி, நான் ஒரு ஆப்பிரிக்கன், எதுக்கு நான் சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா, நீங்க நல்லா பேசுவீங்க, ஆனா நான் யாருன்னு தெரிஞ்சா நீங்க என்ன பண்ண மாட்டீங்க, ஹவுஸ கொடுக்க மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிடுவீங்க. அதனால நான் முன்னாடியே சொல்லிடுறேன், நான் கொடுக்க மாட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்றதானே சொல்லிடுங்க பிளைனா அப்படின்னோட. The lady is a white lady and she knows etiquette, telephone etiquette. Telephone etiquette என்ன in the white world அப்படின்னா, you should not abruptly cut a call. Rather, slowly you should try to explain things and then you have to disconnect the call. அதனால என்ன பண்றாங்க, the lady goes silent. Silence speaks a lot in this poem. And the man realizes that the lady is having second thought. Okay, now silence transmission of pressured good breeding. What do we know about the white lady? The white lady is not a bad lady. The very fact that she is silent is that she is a good breed. நல்ல வளர்ப்பு, ஒரு நல்ல பேக்ரவுண்ட்ல வளர்ந்து வந்திருக்கா. இருந்தாலும் she is suffering from racial prejudice. Okay, அந்த கலர் சார்ந்த முற்சார்பு எண்ணம் என்பது அவளுக்கு இருக்கு. அவர் ஒயிட் உமன், அப்ப she cannot come out of the racial prejudice. Okay, இந்த நிறத்தை பேஸ் பண்ணி ஒரு சில பேரை வெறுக்கிறது. அந்த மாதிரி அவன் என்ன பண்றா, கொஞ்சம் ப்ரெஷர்டா இருக்கான். Now the voice on the other end, when it came, the man is able to guess what kind of appearance the lady will be having. The voice on the side la vanda udana, he is able to guess the appearance of the lady. What is the appearance of the lady? As appearance of the landlady as described by the man. She must be lipstick coated. So she must be a fashioned lady, a fashionable lady with lipstick applying. Then long gold rolled cigarette holder pipe. Abhina, she must be having a pipe in her mouth. A long gold rolled cigarette holder. These are the signs of a capitalist, okay, of a colonizer. அப்ப அவங்க நல்ல ஒரு வசதியான ஒரு பேக்ரவுண்ட்ல இருக்காங்க. Now the lady is trying to ask a few questions to the man and she wants to get clarified. And these questions are going to trouble the particular man who is talking to the lady. என்ன அப்படிங்கன்னா, she is asking, come on, you told me that you are an African. Tell me how dark you are. நீங்க டார்க்னு சொன்னீங்க, how dark you are. Okay, how dark அப்படின்னு கேட்டோன்னே this man, okay, is going to become bit disturbed. I have not misheard. Are you light or very dark? நீ சொன்னீங்க ஆப்பிரிக்கன் எதுவும் சொன்னீங்களா? Are you really light or dark? Then button A, button B, a stench of rancid breath of public hide and seek. All these things. Now, okay, there are a few things here. Button A, button B, and the other 2 or 3 lines. These refer to the condition of the black man. What is the reaction of the African? The African, where was he? அப்படின்னு நமக்கு வந்து ஆத்தர் சொல்ல வர்றாரு. Button B, button A, he was trying to control his anger because the lady is asking how black you are. Are you light black or dark black? அப்படின்னு கேட்டோன்னா he is bit disturbed mentally. So he is simply pressing the button. And then he is aware of the condition in which he is standing. He is standing in a public telephone booth. And nearby he finds a red pillar box, which is a post box. And then he finds the public toilet, which is creating a foul smell. Okay, and then he is also looking at the red double-tired omnibus squealing car, the way the bus moves around. And then he comes to his senses. Oh my goodness, this lady is trying to shame me. இந்த அம்மா என்ன வந்து என்ன பண்றாங்க? She is trying to make me feel ashamed because I am dark skinned. அப்படின்னு அவன் கொஞ்சம் என்ன பண்றான்? கோவமாகறான். The man is becoming bit tensed, and then he is trying to calm down. Initial tension and calming down. கொஞ்சம் அவன் தன்னையே கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிக்கிறான். இருந்தாலும் the lady is going to ask further question. Any question? Are you dark or very light? Now the man comes to know that the lady is suffering from racial prejudice. அப்பதான் புரியுது உண்மையாலுமே the lady is a white lady and she is very particular about the color of the skin of her tenant. Now she doesn't stop there. என்ன பண்றாங்க? She is going to ask further questions. You mean like plain or chocolate milk? I know that you are dark. How dark you are? Is it like plain or milk chocolate? Dark chocolate illa milk chocolate mari irpingla? Look at the author giving lot of information. Her accent was clinical. What is the meaning of the word clinical here? Here clinical means very precise. Sometimes it is like making a cut. டாக்டர்கிட்ட போனீங்கன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவீங்கன்னா, அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு wound இருந்துச்சுன்னா அங்க ஒரு pus formation இருந்துச்சுன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? Doctor will have a scissor, and with a scissor the doctor will make a sharp cut. Okay, தீயினால் சுட்ட புண் உள்ளார மாறாதே, நாவினால் சுட்ட வடு. அந்த மாதிரி வார்த்தையால என்ன பண்றாங்க? She is dissecting the man. Her accent was clinical, crushing in its light impersonality. Rapidly wavelength adjusted. Okay, he is trying to adjust. And now the man is making his first attack. அவன் அப்படியே என்ன பண்றான்? லைட்டா தன்னுடைய ஆங்கரை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிட்டு, so he is trying to reply with controlled anger. Reply with controlled anger. கொஞ்சம் கோபத்தை கட்டுப்படுத்திக்கிட்டு அவன் என்ன பண்றான்? மெதுவா சொல்றான். My dear lady, you wanted to know the color of my skin. Let me tell you frankly, I am West African sepia color. And you can find it in my passport. My passport photo shows that my color is West African sepia. What is this West African sepia? It's reddish brown in color. What is the color? Reddish brown in color. Reddish brown in color. That is the first reply that is given by the man. Then, okay, the lady is again silent. And the author is trying to tell that the man is reading the silence. ஏன் என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாங்க அப்படின்னா, the lady is imagining how the man would appear. அந்த lady என்ன பண்றாங்க, அந்த பக்கத்துல இருந்துட்டு கொஞ்ச நேரம் சைலண்டா இருக்காங்க. What is the lady trying to do? The lady is trying to imagine how the speaker on the other end would look like. And she is not able to make the image. She is not able to create the image. ஒரு வாய்ஸ் கேட்டோன்னா இவனுடைய ஃபேஸ் எப்படி இருக்கும், இவனுடைய அப்பியரன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு அந்த ஒயிட் லேடி யோசிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. And now, okay, the lady is asking for more clarity. Okay, and என்ன clarity கேங்க, what is that? I don't understand. You said a West African sepia. Could you explain further? அப்படின்னு கேக்குற மாதிரி she is asking a question. Don't know what that is. Okay, then a lady, let me tell you, it is like brunette. That's dark, that is brunette அப்படிங்கிறான். உங்களுக்கு brunette அப்படிங்கிற அந்த டேர்ம் தெரியும்ல, அந்த brunette மாதிரி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு இவன் சொன்ன உடனே the lady is asking, brunette, what is the meaning of the word brunette? Brunette means brown in color. Okay, அப்போ when the man says my skin is brown, then the lady is asking, even brown is dark, isn't it? Not altogether. Now the man is beginning his attack on the lady. This is the actual attack on the lady. What is the attack? He is linguistically, he is using language to attack the lady. How is he going to attack? He says, lady, let me explain further. I am brunette in the face. Okay, என்னுடைய face எப்படி இருக்கும்? I am brunette, but you should see the rest of me. Look at the pun which is used. இங்க பயங்கரமா அந்த ஆத்தர் வந்து என்ன பண்ணிருக்காரு, பன் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காரு, play with words, double meaning, ambiguity பயன்படுத்தி இருக்கிறாரு. Hey, if you want to have a close look at me, come to my place and see me naked. Other meaning, you should see the rest of me by yourself. Hey, come to my place, or let's fix an appointment. You can come and explore my body. This is how he is sexually assaulting the lady. Okay, you should see the rest of me. The see can be literally just seeing, or to see somebody would also mean to look at somebody very closely without the costume. And he doesn't stop there. He goes on assaulting the lady verbally. The palm of my hand, the sole of my feet are a peroxide blonde. It's of the peroxide color. Again, okay, it's a dark color. Friction caused foolishly, madam, by sitting down has turned my bottom raven black. I had been seated for a long time, and because of that, my bottom has turned into dark black. How black? The black of the color of a raven. My bottom has become raven. Okay, in there's a slang word, right? Bottom is the right word. If you want to use a slang word, it is a bum. The seat. இந்த மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், அங்கேயுமே ரொம்ப வல்கரா யூஸ் பண்ணாம கொஞ்சம் பாசிட்டிவா தான் யூஸ் பண்ண. My bottom, my seat has become dark as a raven. One moment, madam, the lady is becoming very agitated because she is using sexualized language. So she is trying to put the receiver down. And he says, one moment, madam, sensing her receiver rearing on the thunderclap about my eyes. Madam, I plead, would you rather see for yourself? You come and see, madam. I'm waiting for you. அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அந்த லேடிக்கு ஒரு பதில் மொழியாக இந்த மேன் என்ன பண்றான், ஒரு அக்ரெசிவ் லாங்குவேஜ் பயன்படுத்துறான், ஒரு எரோட்டிக் லாங்குவேஜ் யூஸ் பண்ணி அந்த லேடிய ஆஃப் பண்றான். So you can also interpret this poem as, okay, racial attack, or how the black man fights a white lady. And that too, it's a patriarch who is fighting a white matriarch. The only way is to assault the lady sexually. So he is trying to use a sexualized language to attack the lady. Okay. So this is the poem. Telephone conversation. It presents a tension on the side of the man. Why did he become aggressive in using the language? It is because of the tension. And what was the behavior of the lady? The lady was having racial prejudice. So she was trying to act smart. Okay, she should have abruptly disconnected the call, but she was trying to tell the black man that she is a refined lady. So she was trying to follow the telephone etiquette, and because of which she was caught in an embarrassing situation. அவ்வளவுதான் the poem. I have given all the informations related to the poem. Do you have any questions here, teachers? Any questions here?